Evet hocam. Projektör çalışıyor mu şu an?
Çalışmıyor.
Yok hani sorun çalışmıyor gibi geldi de bana.
Oğlum önce bir dene, ondan sonra sor ya. Doğmadan daha don bitiyorsun çocuğu. Bir bak, kontrol et. Çalışmıyor diye hemen hallet.
Çalışmıyor. Görüntü gelmiyor. Bugünleri. Yeah, I told Professor Leonard to tell them to turn the power on.
Welcome back. Assalamu alaikum again. May I have Mr. or Miss Ilham Zarif Mustaqim here? Okay, you are here. Please have a seat. And do we have Jawad Ahmed? Are you here? Okay, you are presenting him. ठीक है. So, are you ready, sir? Ilham. You are Ilham?
Yes.
You are from which country?
Indonesia.
Indonesia. Okay. Just to rewind, this was parallel session number 2. Session 2A, it's about software engineering mixed topics. So you will find out different papers about software. Earlier we saw 2 presentations. One was on virtual reality, and second was about the wind prediction method using some CMD based model. Now we will have next talk is on towards unveiling the execution of large-scale agile projects in global software development, a systematic literature review. It seems that we will have a literature review over here, and the presenter is from Indonesia, Mr. Ilham Zarif Mustaqim. Is it correct, my pronunciation? So please come on the stage and give us your information about your work. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for the opportunity. My name is Ilham Zarif. I'm from Indonesia. I'm currently pursuing my master's degree in information technology at the University of Indonesia. Before I proceed to my presentation, I'd like to express my gratefulness to the LPDP, Lembaga Pengelola Dana Pendidikan, or Indonesia Endowment Fund for Education, for funding my my study as well as my trip to this conference. Thank you. And coming to the subject of my research is towards unveiling the execution of large-scale agile project in global software development, a systematic literature review. Yeah. So in order to reduce the software development costs, a global software development, or GSD, model emerged as a solution. So GSD is a software development method where the development team is geographically distributed. And the cost efficiency is attributed to the development, the significant wage differences of the development team in various countries around the globe, as shown in the attached image. And also the adoption of GSD model can provide access to the highly skilled human resource globally, as well as increase the operational efficiency through like 24/7 development model. Yeah, and Despite the enormous benefit of adopting this model, it has a unique challenges where the geographical and social cultural scattering stakeholder potentially causes ineffective communication and also coordination. There are also language barriers and also mistrust as the development team are working on the separate time zones. And in this case, the large-scale agile project is defined as involving 2 until 9 collaborating agile team working towards the same products. And there are some framework that are emerged, such as SAME, DAD, and Scrum of Scrum. So my research aim is here that to discover the main barriers of the execution of large-scale agile project in a global software development, and also to provide a profound analysis on how the practice could resolve the barriers. And the main novelty of this research is to recognizing obstacles and also strategies for expanding agility in GSD setting, as well as to conducting a comprehensive explanation and explanation on how the possible difficulties could be overcome using these strategies. We adopted this systematic literature review guideline published by Kitchenham, where it consists of 3 phases. The first one is planning the review. So we define the research question, then selecting the quasi-gold standard paper to construct the search string. Then we select some electronic database and we build the search string. Then we determine the inclusion criteria and also creating the quality assessment. So on the second phase, it will be the conducting the review, where 3 papers are selected as the quasi-gold standard, and the constructed search string produced more than 3,000 articles from 7 databases. And it followed by the inclusion criteria as well as the quality assessment. And finally, we have 19, this process result 19 articles. And we also do like the snowballing forward and also backward. And it produced another 7 articles, and finally we have 26 final papers. So in the third phase, we have reporting the review, where we create a catalog of barriers, practice, mapping them all, and also creating some recommendation. So in order to answer the first RQ, what are the main challenges of large-scale agile project in global software development, we use the framework adopted by Samim on his paper in 2022, where the first one is communication and collaboration. There are 5 challenges that are identified. So in total, we have 25 challenges. Under communication and collaboration, we have 5, and 2 of them are culture barriers and inter-team collaboration. The next category is human resource management, and 2 of the challenge are requirement understanding and lack of trust. From the project management perspective, there are 4 challenges, where 2 of them are poor project scope and also project delay. And from the software methodology, there are 6 challenges. 2 of them are conflicting code and project size and also complexity. And lastly, from the technical side, there are 2. The 2 of them are legacy code and poor organizational infrastructure. So on the RQ2, how do potential challenges can be eliminated through best practice? So I want to discuss one of the issue along with the practice and also some analysis, where from the first category, communication and collaboration, one of the issue is inter-team collaboration, where there are 3 practices that cannot be adopted. The first one is build a collaborative cultures. The second one is establish communication protocol, and the last one is utilizing project collaboration tools. So in here, an ambiguous interaction process should be established as a communication protocol that could encompass information sharing detail using enhanced tool. And also, it would have contributed to a highly collaborative environment along with informal communication and timely sharing of information among the remote teams. And from the second category is human resource management. One of the issue is lack of trust. Here we have 2 practices. The first one is distribute component of ownership, and the second one is leadership influence. The presence of a mature and dependable project lead on all development sites should prevent the distrust of the customer or the central development sites. Furthermore, assigning specific development component to a site could elevate the level of trust when the component can be successfully developed by the related team. And from the project management perspective, one of the issue is project delay. And for practice that can be adopted is implementing the Scale Agile framework, then integrated timeline, doing the retrospective, and then workflow transparency. So the possibility of the project can be reduced by following a Scale Agile project timeline known as program increment planning, or having a regular status report, performance analysis, assessment, and program evaluation that can act as a channel to detect any deviation from the integrated timeline. From the fourth category, it's software methodology, where one of the issue is project size and complexity. Two practices here can be adopted. The first one is standardized project process, and the second one is utilizing project collaboration tools. By having a standard project process and using common project collaboration tools should reduce the complexity of managing sizable project across the distributed development team on all sites. And lastly, from the technology category, the issue is poor organizational infrastructure, and what we can do is having a standardized project architecture. So the architectural guideline could be used to foster standardized project architecture through synchronizing roadmap, employing consistent development tools and version, and also creating a centralized repository for seamless information sharing. So to conclude this presentation, we have 26 selected primary studies, and we have 25 potential challenges that can be overcome by 23 best practice. And it falls into 5 categories. And it has a implication that this research offers valuable information for organization and practitioner to strategize some action based on the provided solution to hinder the common barriers. Yeah, I think that's all my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Alam. It was a wonderful presentation from the point of view of, for those people who are doing or starting thinking about freelancing. So because these are the major issues which newcomers, especially they face when they start their business in software development. Any question from the audience, please? Or you are already familiar with all these techniques? Anyone, yeah, I see the youngsters here. Any one of you who is doing freelancing business in software? No. Anyhow, if any of you plan to do software development thing through online businesses, I think the major problem which you will face are these HR issues, these project management issues, because many of people are sitting in different countries, different continents, and they speak differently, they think differently, and it becomes very difficult for, especially when you start your business, it becomes very difficult for you to manage so many people there. Anyhow, Mr. Alam, thank you very much, sir. It was a wonderful information and work, and wish you best of luck in future.
Thank you.
Our next presenter is Mr. Jawad Ahmed. It's a group of, his team is Laiba Asghar, Fawad Ahmed, Mohammad Shahbaz Khan, Arshad, same person, Jawad Ahmed. And the presenter will be Mohammad Shahbaz Khan. What's your university? Edinburgh, Napier University, UK. Right? So their title is Noise Cryptography, Image Encryption with Non-Linear Noise, Hybrid Chaotic Maps, and Hashing. Over to you, Mr. Shahbaz.
Thank you, sir.
Hello everyone. Hello everyone. My name is Mohammad Shahbaz Khan. I am co-author of this paper, Noise Crypt, Image Encryption with Non-Linear Noise, Hybrid Chaotic Maps, and Hashing. The first author, unfortunately, couldn't come here to present this paper, so I'm presenting on her behalf. So this paper is actually about protecting images. We all know that a lot of images nowadays are being transferred over unsecure channels in IoT networks or private networks, and all of those images need to be protected. So this scheme resolves those issues by using three important parameters. One is dynamic S-box substitution, and one is random noise, and the other is hashing. So I would be explaining the random noise module later. We are incorporating random noise in the image as an additional layer of non-linear layer of security, and hashing helps us for a distinct output every time when an input is changed. So these are the three important modules of this proposed scheme. As I mentioned, S-box substitution, bitwise XOR, and random noise. So the substitution block, here the substitution block uses hash function. First, the plain text image is converted into four most significant bits and 4 least significant bits. These MSBs and LSBs define or locate the position of the S-boxes that replace the original pixels in an image. So this is, and here we are using dynamic S-box substitution. By the dynamic, I mean that we are not using single S-box, we are actually using 3 S-boxes. And every time for each pixel, a random S-box is selected. So each pixel is not selected by a same S-box to replace the value of the pixels. For each pixels, a random S-box is selected every time. So this is the S-box substitution module. Then after the image is substituted here, after S-box substitution module, when the image is substituted, we bit XOR this image with the values generated by logistic tent map. We are using here a hybrid chaotic map, which is logistic tent map. It generates a random values, a random matrix of 256 cross 256, and this matrix is bit XORed with the substituted matrix for an additional layer of security, or you may say confusion. And finally, the random noise block, and this random noise block is also generated by another hybrid chaotic map, which is chaotic sign map, logistic sign map. This logistic sign map again generates a 256 cross 256 matrix, a chaotic, highly non-linear chaotic random matrix, which we are calling here as non-linear noise. This noise is then incorporated into the substituted and bit XORed image, and then we get the final results. These are the final results. This was the plain text image, and after passing through the 3 modules, we get this encrypted image. So if we look at the histogram analysis, this was the histogram analysis of the plain text image, and this is the histogram of the ciphertext image. You can see this is a plain, equally distributed histogram, which validates its efficacy and the security of the presented algorithm. And the statistical parameters also reveal that the image algorithm is quite safe. For a good image encryption algorithm, we should have an ideal entropy of 8. And you can see we have entropy value of 7.99. So it's almost near to ideal. And for the value of correlation, the ideal value is 0. And if you look at the ideal correlation value of the cipher image, it is minus 0.0040, which is very close to 0. So with all these close to ideal statistical parameters, and with this security parameters, which are NPCR and USAI, these are actually applied on the image to measure their resistance against differential attacks. So the higher values of NPCR and USCI also validate that the proposed scheme is secure and is effective against differential attacks. So that's it from my side. If there is any question, you may ask, please.
Thank you, Shabad. Any question from the audience? Sir, please.
Yeah, yes.
It's not okay. We discussed it a lot. It's okay.
Yes.
In your system here, you did a very strong confusion effect, but there is no diffusion effect.
Yeah, actually, yes. This is actually this whole scheme revolved around only 3 modules, and the diffusion is weak. Yes, I agree with that.
But your confusion effect is very, very strong. Yes.
Yes, exactly.
You
Yes.
need to adjust
The main
small diffusion.
Yes, the main focus of combining and integrating these 3 blocks was to improve the confusion. It did not definitely targeted the diffusion process. I agree.
This is my area. Just one question. When you extract, when you generate the secret key, did you generate the secret key from the plan image?
No, the secret key was generated using the hash function from the image.
Hash function from where?
From the image, plain text image.
Okay, so that's why you have diffusion, because if you extract the secret key from the plan image, so you already, if you change 1 bit in the plan image, you will change the secret key.
Yes,
then you will generate the diffusion
why.
and confusion.
This was the purpose
but
actually.
Look here, for the cryptographer in the word, the secret key should be separated. I rejected many papers.
Oh, okay.
I rejected many papers. If I read, the author just extract the secret key from the plan image, because
Yeah,
the
I
secret key
understand
should be independent. Okay?
Yes, definitely.
Do you know why? Because if I want to send 1,000 image for you, so for each image I want to generate 1 secret key. So here we have 1,000 secret key. This is not practical.
Yes,
Okay?
if you let me answer.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I understand that what you are saying. Actually, the main idea on generating the secret key here was to introduce, I was discussing this with Professor, sorry, I forgot his name, Safwan. Yes, I discussed with him. We are actually integrating the feature extraction based key in this, which we are extending this to a journal paper. So that's why we have not included that feature extraction based key module here. And just to improve the resistance against the differential attacks for this NPCR and USCI value, we have considered the hash function directly from the plain text images.
Just a comment about what it said here.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree. You have a diffusion effect, but it's not a true diffusion effect. Because why? When a diffusion effect, that means the position of the pixel, of the encrypted pixel, must be changed.
Yes.
If the position is the same, you can do a lot of things on it, but you don't have a really diffusion effect. For that. So we need an operation to relocate the position of pixels.
Yes, exactly. Thank you.
May I know your name and
Yes, I am Safwan Al-Assad. I am teacher researcher at the University of Nantes, and I am working in this area since 20 years.
Yeah,
just de France.
Yeah.
May I know your name and affiliation, please?
I'm Assistant Professor Mu'tasim Lawaida. I'm from Abu Dhabi University.
Thank you so much, both of you, for your questions. And just to add, we were discussing all of these schemes during the lunch. So, yeah.
Thank you for your nice presentation. My name is Ahmed Radwan, Professor and Vice President for Research, Nile University, Egypt. I have 2 questions.
Okay.
The first one regarding the comparison. I need to see if you did any comparison with previous work regarding the speed, the computational effort, and so on. And the second question related to the, did you apply the nest analysis to confirm that this image is, pass the 15 tests for the the known standard, international standard tests? Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much for your question. Yeah, we have not applied the NIST statistics on. Yeah, we didn't apply the NIST statistics analysis on this technique for this conference, as I was answering to Mr. Motsim, that after integrating that feature-based, extraction-based key in this module, we were actually planning to perform all those tests for our journal paper. Yeah, yeah. But if, the second paper that I'm presenting after a while, that all includes extensive comparisons and some tests as well. Thank you so much.
So this shows that a lot of interest from cybersecurity here, and security is always in danger. Thank you very much, sir, for all the questions, and thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
I think we will make a 5-minute break. Now we will have another session starting in 5 to 10 minutes, inshallah. Start karne? Okay. I think people are present there. Okay. Just give me 1 minute. I can settle down the things here. Should we start with information and network security, Adnan? Should. Now we start the next session, information and network security. Is this one? Or this one we should skip? Okay, let's start. Our first presenter is again Mr. Shahbaz Khan. Unfortunately, it's again you. Not unfortunately, but fortunately. And the topic is a new SRSS, a new chaos-based single-round, single S-box image encryption scheme for highly auto-correlated data. The author of this paper are Mr. Mohammad Shahbaz Khan, who is on the stage, Jawad Ahmed, Hisham Ali, Nicholas Petropakis, Ahmed Al-Dubai, Barak Ghalib, and William J. Bushinan. So, again, over to you, Shahbaz.
Thank you so much, Dr. Shafat. This is actually, I'm the first author of this paper, and this is my scheme that I would be presenting here. The scheme is actually SRSS, a new chaos-based single-round, single S-box image encryption scheme. As the name suggests, this scheme actually focuses on using just one S-box in just one round, eliminating the need of using multiple S-boxes or dynamic substitution with multiple rounds, and trying to achieve commendable results or comparable results with those that use multiple S-boxes and dynamic substitutions. So first, briefly, I would go through some background, then problem formulation, then I would be describing my scheme with results. So again, the background is like image encryption is very important. If Bob wants to transmit some personal images to Alice, the Eve might be there as an eavesdropper. He might steal the information. So we need image information encryption, some kind of algorithms that may encrypt the images and transform them into some form from which informations cannot be revealed or taken back. So a basic encryption algorithm it revolves around two basic processes, as I mentioned earlier, confusion and diffusion. Confusion, according to the definition that I followed by Claude Shannon in the Communications Theory of Security System, his paper from 1949, confusion actually refers to changing values of the pixels based on some key. And this is usually achieved through S-box substitution, the substitution methods. And diffusion, on the other hand, it refers to changing position of the pixels. So confusion is changing the values of the pixels of the image, and diffusion is changing the position of the, according to the definition that I'm following from Claude Shannon. And chaos theory is very famous for its known parameters like ergodicity, non-linearity, and sensitivity to control parameters. So we would be incorporating chaos theory in traditional image encryption algorithms, and this is where the chaos comes in. We try to incorporate chaos in the confusion and diffusion schemes to make them more non-linear and unpredictable. And one of the most important properties of confusion is that a small change in the input image or the key produces a dramatic change in the cipher image. So problem formulation. Problem formulation is that in most of the literature, researchers use three types of substitutions. One is single S-box substitution, the other is multiple S-box substitution, and the third one is multiple S-boxes with multiple rounds. So the problem with the single S-box substitution is that if we have same values of pixels in an image, they would always be replaced by the same values from the S-boxes, so the edges won't be encrypted. If you see this plain text image, it is not effectively encrypted. We can see the edges clearly in the encrypted image. So what researchers tried to do, they tried to use dynamic S-box substitution. We are not here talking about the complete encryption schemes that use dynamic substitutions. We are just focusing on the confusion part. I mean, I'm not criticizing the complete encryption schemes that people use by applying dynamic substitution. It's just a confusion part of the schemes that use dynamic substitutions. So if we see the results of that dynamic substitution part, the issue is resolved a bit. The edges are encrypted now, but still we can see the edges of the coins. So another solution is using multiple S-boxes with multiple rounds. And even when we use multiple rounds, and if we look at the results, these are results of 6 rounds, the problem of edges is there, because in each round the S-box is same, and in each round same pixels values would be replaced by the same values from the S-boxes. So these are some statistical results. You can see in every round the entropy is same. You see there is no considerable difference in the correlation. So the problem is that even for the normal grayscale images, and this problem further escalates for the lower grayscale images, that edges are not encrypted effectively. So we proposed a scheme which is called SRSS, single round, single S-box. In this scheme, we are actually using a chaos-based random operation selection system, which we also call transformative substitution. So this, we also name it as CROSS. CROSS is chaos-based or chaotic random operation selection system. What this system does, it actually transforms the selected S-box value before being replaced in the original image. So in traditional S-box substitutions, what is being done, that a S-box value is selected and it goes directly to replace the pixel. No transformation occurs in between. What this scheme does, it selects randomly 3 operations. 3 random operations are selected every time to transform the S-box value before replacing the pixel of the image. So how does this help in improving the scheme? If we have same pixel values, for example, we have 2 same pixel values and the value is 2. In the traditional S-box scheme, 2 would always be replaced by the same value in the single S-box substitution. But here, we are using random operation selection. For example, when the first pixel is selected, the value is 2, and operation 1 would be performed on it, it might be transformed into value 10. And second time, when 2 is selected again, the selection of operation is random. the randomly third operation, for example, it is selected and the pixel is transformed to 50. So the input pixel values were 2 for both of the pixels, but the output values were different when they were substituted due to the transformation in between. So these are some modified or tailored cryptographic operations, operation 1, 2, and 3, which we are using. First one is a simple addition operation with a key-based addition operation. Second is rotation-based operation, and the third is concatenation-based operation. And if we see the results here, these are the results of just one round. We just applied the confusion scheme. This is not a whole, I might repeat this. This is not the whole encryption scheme. This is just the confusion part. We applied confusion scheme on this plain text image, and just in one round, it is effectively encrypted with plain equally distributed histogram. And if you look at the parameters, only with one round of substitution with one confusion part, not for the whole scheme, we are getting entropy value of 7.989, which is close to its ideal value 8, and we are getting correlation of 0.0007, which is quite near to 0, because an ideal correlation should be 0 after a good confusion scheme. And we also tested it for binary images or lower grayscale images. If you look at this image, this has only 3 pixels. This has a white, a dark shade of gray, and light shade of gray. So we have 3 pixels, 255, 160, and 161. In the whole image, there are 3 pixel values. But if you look at the encrypted image, there are multiple values of the signal, because these 3 same pixels were transformed every time randomly by the chaotic random operation selection system. And in just one round, we are getting a good encrypted images. And if we also look at the histogram here, in histogram we have 3 pixels. If you see, only 3 line bars here, and in the histogram of the encrypted image we have multiple values of the pixels repeating multiple times. And now if we compare this scheme with the traditional S-box substitution schemes, these are the results for single S-box substitution. Edges are visible. These multiple S-box substitutions, here edges are visible. This is multiple S-box with multiple rounds of substitution. Here also the problem of edges is not resolved, and here in our proposed scheme the image is actually encrypted effectively with equally distributed histogram. So that's it for this scheme. Let's see. If you have any questions, I would be happy to answer.
Thank you, Shabazz, for your presentation. Again, any question from the audience? Sir.
Thank you for your presentation. Actually, using chaotic maps and S-books is well known.
Yes.
Long time ago, and I don't know why you are working with grayscale images. Why not colored?
It is eventually the color always, but for the initial phase of testing, we chose lower grayscales, because most of the color schemes, when we apply these to binary test images or lower grayscale images with only 2 to 3 pixel values, they don't give that much effective results. So we started from lower grayscales towards grayscale, and then definitely we would be applying it to the color images.
I think
yeah, it's actually
more than 10 years ago, I had paper on similar topics.
Yes, I have read your paper, sir.
Yeah, in color domain.
Yes.
And I expected to have, to discuss the next.
You will soon see the improved advanced version of this scheme applied on a color images with extensive NIST tests soon in 1 or 2 months. We have actually submitted it. So definitely.
And comparison
Yes.
actually is very important for everybody, for me, for
Yes.
everyone, to
Yes, sir.
see the real contribution for our work. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your questions.
Any other questions, sir? It gives me very big pleasure to inform you that Shahbaz was my research associate in Pakistan for over 4 years, and he did wonderful job with me on chip design. And I met him this morning after 1.5 years. And I saw his true presentation, and mashallah, he has done. I mean, when you guys are appreciating his work, it gives you a lot of pleasure to see him prospering. Wish you best of luck.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Dr. Bazaz was actually my co-supervisor back in Pakistan. I worked with him for more than 5 years, and he's one of the few wonderful men that I have worked with. And unfortunately, I had to come here for my PhD, and I had to leave him behind. So really sorry for that, sir.
Thank you very much, Shahbaz. Wish you best of luck.
Thank you, sir.
Let's go with the next presentation. Again, it will be interesting. It's FPGA-based implementation of enhanced ZUC STRAM cipher based on dynamic S-box. There's a long list of authors. I will try my best to pronounce their names correctly. The first is Mehdi Madani. And then is Safwan Al-Asad. If I do something wrong, please correct me, Madani. Okay. And then Kamal Tanogast, Mark Joseph Villa, Albé Borennain, Olivier Deforge. That's it? Yes. I think. So, again, you're ready. So, Mike is with you then. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello. Hello, everybody. So I'm Mehdi Madani from University of Burgundy in France. Today I present my work entitled FPGA implementation of enhanced ZUX stream cipher based on dynamic S-boxes, and with collaboration with my colleague Safwan Al-Assad from Nantes University. So the context actually in our today lives, so you have many data are transmitted in real time, and have IoT devices that are connected to internet or other kind of network like mobile networks, internet. So in all this world we have personal information and especially private information that are transmitted and saved on the cloud. So the problem is how we can protect with a high-level techniques all this data. So the used solutions are the non-standard algorithm cryptographic like ZUC, IES, SHA, and we have also the KO-based cryptography, and maybe in the future, so we have studies and research in this quantum cryptography. So maybe using intelligence artificial to this kind of data. So our work is based on the standard ZUC stream cipher used in the mobile communications in the 4G and 5G networks. So actually the algorithm or the standard algorithm is weak, and some works prove the weakness. So we see some articles here. Also in the last years we have also another kind of attacks based on AI technologies. So the objective of this study is to enhance the security of the standard algorithm. So to resist again for AI attacks and the classical cryptanalysis attack. So the plan of my presentation, I start by presenting the architecture of the ZUC algorithm, or the original one. After that, I propose the improved architecture with the dynamic S-boxes. After that, I present the FPGA implementation results and the security evaluation, important, and I conclude. So ZUC is a stream cipher, so oriented to generate 32-bit stream cipher for each case, and IV. So it's based on the symmetric cryptography. So we have a plain text combined with bitwise XOR operation and with a K stream generated using the algorithm. So the algorithm uses two known inputs, the IV and a secret K. At the reception, you need to know the two parameters to decrypt the plain text. So the original algorithm is based on three layers. So the first one is linear feedback shift register, and bit reorganization layer, and a nonlinear function. And this algorithm is operate in two operating modes. So initialization mode without generating outputs, and we have the k-stream mode. So here we have the three layers. So the first one is based on 16 registers. So and each one is for 32 bits. And the second one is just a bit reorganization. So we take some special register from the first layer, and we combine or concatenate only two parts, so a half. And the final one is the nonlinear function. So the first step is to combine the initialized registers with the initial vector and the k, and calculate the x1, x2, x3, and x0. And we use the nonlinear feedback shift register. This part is the most important part because this is the nonlinear function of the algorithm. So this part is based on two S boxes. So here we have two fixed S boxes. So during this first mode, we have no generated of output. So it's the initialization mode during 32 clock cycles. And after that, in the working mode or the k-stream mode, we generate 32 register k-stream for each clock cycle. This is our k-stream. So this is the classic or the standardized algorithm. And the proposed architecture is based on improving this algorithm in terms of security, especially improve the nonlinear function by adding or replacing the fixed S boxes by a dynamic S box. So the idea is to don't change all the standardized algorithms. So we need just to reinforce the nonlinear function by replacing the fixed S boxes to S boxes by only one S box, but is a dynamic S box. So in the first mode, during the initialization mode, we used the AOS S box because it's known as a strong S box. After that, we generated our dynamic S box to use it in the k-stream mode. So as we see later, this technique can avoid cryptanalysis, so classic cryptanalysis and IE attacks. So here, the idea is to add this layer, so additional layer to calculate the dynamic S box. So the idea is based on we start by only a vector of known data 0 to 255, and for each EK is initialized with the same K value. And the second step, we calculate a dynamic permutation K. So this K is dynamic. So for each change of the initial K, we have another dynamic K. And we use this dynamic K to initialize the UV, RI, and RG parameters that will be used in the 2D modified cat map. It's the chaotic cat map to permute the pixels. So we can start by initial position IG, and we calculate only for new one. For each pixel, we have only one output position. So for IG, we have IN and GN. So in this article, we based our idea in 4 bits for 0 to 15. So this technique, so the last step is we calculate the index K of the permuted value. So we can use the new position AN and GN and the size M to calculate the new value to replace the first one, EK, and we have our new S box, or dynamic S box. This is our idea, and we compared our results for only this separate dynamic S box. As we can see here, is not the best one in terms of nonlinearity, so it's We have other most strong, but globally, when we combine this S-box with the global algorithm, we find that the algorithm, so the new Zook algorithm, is resistance against cryptographic attacks. And this idea of dynamic S-box is also can resist AI attacks. So we implemented our algorithm using FPGA. So we used the VHDL language in Vivado Design Suite to target the PINK-Z2 platform from Xilinx. So this is the Vivado flow. So the card is based on 125 megahertz. And we find hardware metrics are good in terms of hardware occupied resources, in terms of slice and loot and flip-flop, and also in terms of metrics. So it's suitable for encryption of data in real time. You can reach a throughput of 2 gigahertz. So it's suitable for encryption in real time. Also, we did the efficiency and the consumption of the energy. So it's less than 1 watt. So these parameters, for example, the maximum frequency is based on the calculation of the worst negative slack. So this parameter is generated in Vivado to indicate the real time required for each input to get the output. If we have the positive value, so our algorithm can suit the requirement. And for the final step, we investigated the security of the algorithm using 3 main category of tests. The first one is about the uniformity and randomness. The second one is about the case space and the case sensitivity. And finally, we test the niche statistical tests. So we tested 3 different images. Here we have the original image and the histogram for each one. And after the encryption, we have completely different histogram. So have linear histogram. That means we can conclude that the image is completely different. And to prove the non-uniformity, we use the chi-square analysis. So the chi-square calculated the experimental value and compared to the theoretical value. So we remark here, for each the images we have, the experimental value is less than the theoretical value. So this is the positive test. And to test all the security case sensitivity, we used Hamming distance tests. So we ciphered the same images with 2 different cases. The first one and the second one are different only in 1 bit. So the results are completely different. So we calculated the difference between the C1 and C2 images. And we find that the 2 images are completely different. So the difference here, we have tested for 100 images, and we have also the results close to the optimal value, 50%. And for the case space analysis, so the algorithm, so the standard one, is based on 128 bit or the case. So the case space is of 2 power 128. So it's resistance to the brute force attack. So this is good. But also we can consider if the IV parameter also is in size of 128 bit. If we add this parameter as unknown parameter, so we can extend the case space to 200 power to 56. And the final test is the niche statistical analysis test. So for this test, we analyzed the set of 100 generated sequences using a significance level of 0.001. And as a result, we find our K-stream is pass all the 15 tests of the NIST. So we have success for all the tests. So this, we conclude also that the proposed algorithm is characterized by a high robustness and best statistical properties. So as a conclusion, so during this work, we start by implementing the new idea using the VHDL language to target FPGA devices to test or evaluate the performance in terms of hardware and time matrix and speed. And the second step is to test the resistance of the algorithm to the cryptanalysis attacks. So we find as a result, this algorithm is suitable for real-time encryption, and for embedded system also we can implement in embedded system applications. So as a future, maybe we can extend the work to based on the GAN, so generative adversarial network, to reinforce this idea by using the countermeasure between cryptanalysis to encrypt. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Mehdi. Any question? Ji.
Thank you so much for this wonderful talk. And I'm impressed to see the FPGA implementation part. You mentioned that dynamic permutation key in your presentation. Could you please tell me how it is changed every time? I mean, how this is dynamic?
So the dynamic key is based in the...
I mean, on which parameter it changes every time?
So just I return back to here.
Yeah, here.
This key. Here we have the dynamic key, or the permutation key. So this key is based on the feedback in our algorithm. So if we return back here, is based on this value. So, and this one is based on the first key, so on the secret key. And the so is based, these two parameters will be used to init the algorithm, so during the first 32 T cycles. And the last one, the number 33, we use the feedback value as the permutation dynamic key. So if we change the secret key here, we have another dynamic key for the next use.
Oh, okay, okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Any other questions, sir?
Thank you very much for a nice presentation. Okay.
Thank you.
I have quick questions about the noise attack. Did you discuss the noise attack on your system? And the second one, regarding the differential attack, did you discuss the differential attack on the system? And the third one, related to the hardware. Your improved system is almost 10 times the original one, according to what I see quickly. Okay? Did you think that if I have a cascaded or something related to the original one, it may give us better response than the improved one? Thank you.
Thank you for your questions. So for the security analysis, we didn't test all the existing. So we focused on the presented three main security tests. So I didn't test for this work, but I, for example, for the another work, I based on the permutation, 2D permutation function that is used here. I test the noise, and it's passed the test for this function, for this one. But for this work, I didn't add the noise test. So because we have a limited number of pages to the conference paper. And the second question is about hardware matrix, or also for the same, I didn't test the differential attack for this work.
Excuse me, Mahdi. In a stream cipher, there is no differential attack, because all stream cipher are based only on confusion operation. There is no diffusion operation in stream ciphers. So that means we can't apply diffusion attack. Diffusion attack, we apply it only on a block cipher. In block cipher, because we change the position of pixels, so we can do differential attack. For that, the differential attack means that we change, you know what is it. So for in stream cipher, there is no diffusion operation. So there is no differential attack.
More than 15 years ago.
Anything you want to say?
I think
I mean,
I didn't
you want to add?
I didn't ask respond to the last question. So for the hardware matrix, how I use the FPGA devices to evaluate the suitability of the algorithm for embedded system applications, like IoT, and also for the real-time communications.
No, can you show me the comparison? And again, Professor, regarding the differential attack, I did this 15 years ago for this. No, I do this.
This one?
Okay.
Change the position of pixels, there is no.
Yeah, so
The main difference between stream cipher and block cipher is this.
yes, but you can do both of them in stream cipher and block cipher. Okay. Okay. This not diffusion, differential attack. No, it's no, it's the image. It's the image itself. Okay. Okay. Regarding the size, yes. No, I'm talking about the FPGA. The FPGA. Yeah.
Okay, FPGA table. This one?
Yes. Okay. You know, the numbers almost increased. The number of LUTs, okay, not almost 700, close to 5,000. Okay. Yeah. The time matrix almost times almost 5. So what I asked, your design is very good, okay, but it's consuming 5 times to 10 times the original. So do you think that it is good to you know, have cascaded version or improve a little bit? As you said, you need to work on real time. Real times means you need very fast.
Yeah.
So it's you know.
If we compare, the throughput is similar. So in
I
real
didn't
time.
see actually the numbers because the green. It's not good for me here. But actually, this is okay. Thank you.
So I agree with you with comparing the hardware resources we consume maybe from 700 to 5,000. So if we consider the compromise between security and hardware, so it's a compromise. So we reinforce the security using more hardware resources.
Mr. Mahdi, you are a very lucky person to have one top 4 people of the world sitting here and to help you. So I would be very happy if I would have people like you present in my presentation. I could have learned a lot from you. I think you have a time today in the afternoon and in the dinner also. Interact with them, and I'm sure you will learn a lot from the best of the world here, sitting here.
Thank you.
Long time I saw 2 experts talking to each other and having a different opinion, but it gives a lot of pleasure when experts are talking and giving their opinions. Sure, sure. So the next presenter is Mr. Ahmed G. Mohsam Al-Avida. Al-Vida. You are from Iran? Jordan, okay. Al-Vida means to say goodbye? Huh? Okay. In our language, this means to say goodbye. Anyhow, sir, the authors of his paper are Ayana Shehtaj Mustafa. I'm again sorry for if I have a bad pronunciation for your names. Azratul Jannah Priya. Priya.
Yes.
And then is Zakia Sultana Fatima Hassan Adarusand. And you are Mohtasam Al-Avida. And the title of the presentation is Face Cryption, Securing Workplaces Based on Facial Recognition and Visual Cryptography. So mic is with you, sir, and we'll want to hear wonderful. So, sure.
Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon for everybody. My name is Dr. Mohtasam. I'm from Abu Dhabi University. Today I will present my student undergraduate work. I was a supervisor for Capstone project for undergraduate. So, yes, okay. The title is Face Crypto, Securing Workplace Based in Facial Recognition and Visual Cryptography. Before I will explain debugging, so let me just give you an idea about the facial recognition and visual cryptography. Let me just to discuss with the because we have here undergraduate students, so we can make this discussion. It's not like the presentation. Because let me just ask the student, do you know about the facial recognition? Okay.
If I know someone known to me, that's the facial recognition which I know.
Okay. Anyone here know about the facial recognitions? Any idea? Anything? So did you use the e-gate? Okay, just stop and the e-gate scan your face. I think there is here a lot of the doors that use face recognition. The face recognition is just algorithms and to take the scan for your face. After that, they extract some of the feature from your face, and then we can comparison between the feature that extracted now and the feature that's kept in the database. If there are similarity, or if there is number of the features more than the threshold value, they will accept you, okay? But if you change something from your face, what happened here? They will not accept you. So this is the facial recognition. Second one, we have visual cryptography. Visual cryptography is not the normal cryptography. I think you know the normal or the traditional cryptography. Traditional cryptography, if I have text, I want to convert text to be ciphertext. It's not allowed for anyone read this text and understand the meaning of the ciphertext. Facial recognition is another way. If you have image, picture, and then we can generate from this picture 2 shares. And if you look in the 2 shares, you will not find any information. There is no visual information. It's like noises. But when I combine these together, I will get the original image. It's okay now? Okay. Look now. Something here happened. Okay. Yes. Outline, we will start from introduction, but the introduction is next here. Here, literature review. Then we have the proposal systems, the normal research, simulation, result, and advantage. Finally, we have conclusion. This is the way of the research. So you have to start from introduction, background, and then you have to read some of the papers to see what other researchers work in this area. After they find these problems, and you have to find research gap. What is the research gap? One of problem is not solved. Okay? After that, you have to start from this idea, from this gap, to build your solution. Okay? So this is a proposed system. Then after that, when you build your solution, you have to go to simulate, to write your code, to find the result, and then you have to compare with others to see the result, if good or not. If your result is good, it's okay. If your result is not good, it's okay, yeah? But you have to find discussion why your result is not good, okay? If you find a discussion, that is okay. Okay, if you not find a discussion, you have to back to research work again, okay? Physical access control system. I think everyone here has access card. In the access card, you will find information, some details about you, okay? And you can use this information to enter any organization or any company or any institution, okay? What happened here? If you lost this card, what happened here is the card lost and somebody used this card. This is one of the problems. So the card has some of the sensitive information about you. So how can you protect this information? Another thing is not just only the access card. We have others, traditional single-factor authentication or single access control system. Like we have fingerprint. I think fingerprint is easy. You just put your fingerprint, it's access. But look here, if you remember before 2 years what happened in the world, COVID pandemic. So if you put your finger, you will get what? The virus. And you will help to propagate this virus in the country. So look here, so we have some of limitation for the traditional access cards. So from this limitation, we need to find a new solution. What is the solution? Should be practical, friendly, easy to use, and no need to stay in the queue. So if we have company, and in the company we have 5,000 employees, no need this 5,000 is just to stay in the queue and wait to take the fingerprint or scan your face or do something or access card. So we need to find a new solution to solve this issue, and this solution to be practical. For example, you can enter the company with your phone and take picture and go in. Okay, the system is open direct. How can do that? So here we need to think how to find a new solution. What is the new solution? And now we will talk about the face crypto. About the literature review, we have some literature review, some others work in this area, but when we study all these literature review, we did not find someone used two-factor authentication as access control. Most of them use single factor. For example, the first paper is just using biometric visual cryptography. They just use fingerprint, and fingerprint created two shared images, and use it. This is good as system, but there is some limitation in this system. Another one, for example, reference number 3 is they use the voice-based door access. Okay, you can imagine now, you have to stay, okay, in the front of the door, and you have to talk. If you remember in the Arabic, open, افتح يا سمسم. Aladdin, when he talk, افتح يا سمسم. Yes, we can talk like that. And the door should be open. Look here, we need to extract the voice signals, and then we need to remove the noises, and then we have a lot of the process. Sometimes it's open, sometimes it's not open. Sometimes we can record your voice. I can use recording and open the door. Okay, so for each paper, we have advantage and we have disadvantage. We collect these disadvantages and we try to find where we start our system. So we started our system if we can use visual cryptography and face recognition. Now we need to understand why face and why visual cryptography. At the face recognition, we have two types from the face recognition. We have 2 dimension and 3 dimension. What is different? 2 dimensions, okay, if you have image, if you have picture, and scan this picture, okay, so the system will work. But if you try 2 dimension for the 3 dimension, the system will not work. Why? Because we have X, Y, Z, so you will take your face and you will take the 3rd dimensions, okay? So it's better for our system use 3 dimensions, because if I employee, and today I decided will not enter the organization, I will take what? Picture for I will scan my picture. This will not, okay, will not be good work. Okay. Second one, why we need to use visual cryptography based access. Again, to protect the access card, it's better to encrypt the access card. If we want to encrypt the access card, so here we'll go to the cryptography, the encryption. And the encryption here will not help us. We need algorithm is very fast and no need for the decryption, because visual cryptography, there is no decryption. It just combined 2 shares together and we will find the image. In the normal cryptography, we need to decryption. So we need algorithm is running 12, 13 rounds, and then we will find the original image. So here, visual cryptography help us in 2 points. One, we can encrypt the image quickly by share or divide the image to 2 shares. Second one, we protect the information in each share. So if this access card is lost, so anyone find this access card will not find anything, will not read the details of the information for the user. Okay? What is the process for our system? The first one, you have to start from the face recognition. Then after we scan your face, you will go move to the second one. Here we try to increase or add new techniques about the visual cryptography. We started from the information of the user, information of the employee. We use this information or details. We generated random numbers, and from these random numbers, we generated the QR code. Okay, now we have a QR code related to the user. For each user, we have unique QR code. If we have a unique QR code, we can, using visual cryptography, to generate share images for this QR code. Next, scanning the access card, then combining the QR code shares. After we get the accept the data, then we give you the access grant. So our system here has 2 phases. One phase is for registration, and another phase is for authentication. For registration, we need to register. We need to extract 128 features from each user from the face. And after that, we keep these features in the database. Second one, we need to generate the QR code for each user. And we need to generate 2 shares. One share will encrypt it in the database, and another share will give to the user and keep the user with him. Okay? Now, you can see the scenario. Employee, he would try to enter in the secure workplace. And the first one, first factor, face recognition scan, extract 128 dimension feature factors compared with the feature stored in the database. Is correct, continue the next step, take the scan card and put the scan in the device, scan this scan card. Then here we have VC decryptions. After we feed the decryptions, we need to decrypt it QR code with the noise, and then we need to extract the noise. Then you have to create the original QR code, and then you have to generate the hash value. From this hash value, we can compare the hash value you generated with the hash value that is stored in the database. If this is correct, we give you the access. If no, we will give you time. Sometimes we will give you 3 times. You have to try 3 times. And then you have, after that, we will give you long times for the access to our system. Now, this is just experimental. One of my students take the face recognition or scan the face. After that, welcome as a tool. Next, we use the visual cryptography, and then we get the access to the system. We did some experimental result, okay, for the simulation now. Okay, the authentication was done in 1.5 seconds. The face recognition here, accuracy around 95%, and we minimize the false positive and negative. Number two, we have accurate entry and exit, timestamp for attendance. So our system, we have everything, register for the users, monitor the users. What happened for the user, we have everything in the system. We applied also our system for 100 users, and we found 97% success rate. We have 3 only face recognition models limitations. Then the average time for detections was around 1.25 seconds. Visual cryptography was done around 0.25 and 0.35. In general, so we have set advantage. One of this, decentralized. We don't have here centralized for our system, so anyone can use his phone, and he can scan his face, and he can scan the card, and he can get the access to the system, or enter the organization or company, whatever. Next, we have improved the monitoring, so every time we can send notification for the user, the employee, please try to scan again. So here we can check if this is employee in the organization, in the workplace or not. We have customizable, user-friendly, and secure access card management. Conclusion, this is the system. Started from the one of the problem for the access card, traditional access card system. How can generate a new access system by using two-factor authentication? Okay, we scan set of the papers to find the research gap, then we find our proposed system. What about the comparison? We don't have any existing system using two-factor authentication like access card, visual cryptography, and facial recognition. So we cannot compare with others because here we don't have security measurements for this because we use visual cryptography as a technique, we use facial recognition as technique, we combine together to generate this system. Okay? These are some of the references. Thank you. Any questions?
One remark.
Yes.
I saw the technology of biometric being developed. It took us about 10 to 15 years to develop that for advice.
Yes.
Now you're also talking about advice.
Yes.
Is there anything for advice as well? Just a remark.
Yeah, thank you very much.
And if there are a lot of restrictions for the advice again and again.
Okay, thank you.
In fact, I think I can take the mic.
Yes, thank you.
And thank you very much, sir. It was a wonderful piece of information and research for all of us. Let's go to the next and the last for this session. This paper is double visual cryptography using generalized tent map, rotation, and image filtering. The authors are Bishway K, Sharobim Salba K, Abdul Hafiz, if I'm correct, Ahmed G. Rizwan. So Ahmed G. Rizwan is the presenter, and I give mic to him, and we will have a wonderful talk from you as well.
Thank you very much, and I'm really happy to be here in this university. This is the first time for me to be in Turkey, And for this, what happened was, Professor, there is a misunderstanding between forward system. If you have forward system, so there is no differential attack. But if you have backward feedback, you will have differential attack in stream cipher. Okay, regarding this is the title, and this paper by my student Bishoy and my colleague, Dr. Professor Salo. So this is quickly introduce myself in case if anyone would like to have any collaboration in the future. I'm working in fractional order circuits. I'm working in chaotic systems and encryption, memristor and nonlinear modeling, and bioimpedance and soft robotics. And I will add my email in the last slide. The agenda of this presentation is to discuss the visual secret sharing, proposed double visual secret sharing system, results, comparison, then the conclusion. So the visual secret sharing, okay, okay. This video should work, hopefully. Does it work? Yeah.
Wait.
I don't know why it doesn't work.
It's a video?
Yeah.
Maybe you can run, if you got the original file, run it from there.
Okay, it's very easy until, if you have two, random signal, okay. Actually, I have two videos.
इसको वो कर दे, इसमें ना रखें, फिर इसमें बाहर निकालने इसको, या अब इसको डायरेक्ट रन करें यहाँ से, यहाँ से करना.
Cannot play media.
It should have.
It doesn't have
the software. It doesn't have the software which supports this. Thank you. No problem. No problem.
I don't use PowerPoint that much.
It's my sorry for this. So it's very easy. I can describe it. Okay, this video show if you have two, image, which every one of them is random, and if you put them all together, okay, you will have information. So each one of them is random, okay, but if you put all together, you make any XOR or some function, these two random signals or random images can give you some information. It's very nice, actually, this video. If you, I will leave the presentation here if anyone would like to see this. So the visual secret sharing now has several categories based on the shares. If I can generate the data from the same number, the share, which is n and n, which based on the threshold, or I can get the data from number less than the shares. If I can have 5 shares, what I mean by 5 shares, I can send 5 members, random data, random image, and each one of them didn't know what is inside. And if we put all of them, the 5 images together, then the secret, the data will be generated. So no one will get the data unless they are together and share these images together. So it based on the recovery, is using OR function or XOR. It depends on the share type. Is it meaningful or meaningless? Or the technique, which is tagged or progressive or weighted. So I will give quick about each one of them. Regarding the threshold, as I said, you have several images, as we see here. Okay, each one of them has no meaning. But if you collect some of them, okay, based on should I have all of them or at least K of this share, I will get the image or the secret I added in these images. So this is based on the threshold. And another based on the weight. So the previous one, each image has the same weight. But here, you can add different weight of the secret image in each secret image. So in order to, you can generate it by different ways. So another category is related to the technique. One of them is called, tagged. Tagged means that you have 2 shares, share 1 and share 2. If you fold each share, you will have a letter or a key, A and B, so you can identify the share, and in the same time, if you collect both of them together, you will have the image. So it is identification for the share and as well get the image if you collect them together. So how we can generate these shares? I will discuss here 3 from the literature survey based on the bits, okay, combinations. So if I have 3 shares, assume that I have 3 shares. So each shares 3 different images, and each one has bits or pixels. So I'm here working on bits. So if I have 3 bits, so all the alternatives I have 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, which is 8 alternatives. So if I make XOR between these 3 bits, so I can get either 0 or either 1. So if you can collect these 0 in M0 matrix and M1 matrix for the 1 XOR 1. So if I want to transmit 0, I can put 0, 0, 0, black, 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 or 0, black, white, white, image, okay, and so on. So I have alternatives, 4 alternatives here and 4 alternatives here. And if I have a secret image, okay, and sorry, the information, I can transfer each pixel, each bits from 1 and 0 into these by different ways, okay, and then it will be like random, but by the end, if you XOR all these shares, you will get the image, the original image. Another example is to have, is to generate n-1 random images, okay, by any random number generator or pseudo-random number generator, and then the nth, the last one, can be generated from the image, the source itself, which is P. So if I have from G1 up to Gn-1, which are n-1 random images, and I make XOR between all of them and the information I want to send, so I will get the last n share. So later on, if I XOR from G1, G2 up to Gn, I will get B again, which is the information. So this is another example. The third one is to expand the image. Okay, if I have like a square image, it will be like a rectangular image. Okay, by extend each bit from 0 or 1 or black or white into 2 bits. So if I have black, I can add in the first share black and white. Okay, and the second share white and black. So if I XOR them later on, I will get all black. So this means that I know the original signal is black. And if it is white, so I have different alternatives. I can add in the first share white, black, and the second share white, black. So in the end, I will have white, black. So it means I have white. By this main coding, it's very simple code to have such techniques. So, but all these techniques actually based on bits, which means it's very slow. But what we are trying to do is using chaotic random number generator to have random number signals and then make double visual secret sharing. Double means I will have two images and put them all together in the same secret sharing. So this is a normal Lorentz. And what we are using in this paper is the traditional or the generalized tent map. And actually, the generalized tent map have been proposed by us in like 11 years ago. So this paper is generalized tent map, okay? These are the key space, which consists of 128 bits, okay? And this is the distribution. And it's very easy to generate random number generator, random number image, actually, by using the least significant bits or by multiply the x, any one x or y, or z, here is x only, by factor, and then make mod operation of 220, 256, which means that I'm taking the least significant bits. And actually, these are the most chaotic signals, and we proved this in previous work more than 12 years ago. So what is our proposed double visual secret chain? Assume that I have two images, which is I1 and I2, and I would like to share both two images in secret share, okay, in two shares. So first of all, I will generate from the system key of the generalized tend map a random number image, which is S1, and divide this random into blocks, as we see, C1, C2, C3, up to C9. And then for the two images I would like to share, okay, with others, so what I will do, I will make the first one, I will divide them into blocks as well, but one of them I will make rotation for 90 degrees. So as we see here for the Peppers image. So I have two images now. One of them is normal, and one of them is 90 degrees rotational. And then I will make XOR between the generalized tend map and another rotation 90 degrees, the same, and make rotation with the Pepper, and then combine all together in one share, which is S2. So S1 now, it has all the information about the general tend map, doesn't have any relation with S1, I1, or I2, and S2 has information about the two images, okay? So in the decryption, how we can recover this? We will recover this by take S1 and S2 and make XOR, direct XOR. It will give me R1. R1, it's similar to the first image. It's not exactly because some data has been lost. And if we make rotation 270, which means again is that 90 degree, we will have the other image, which is the Pepper image, but again, it's not accurate. So, but if we have modified weighted average filter, we will get the two images again. So we will have two images inside S2. Okay, and if we would like to see the results, okay, these are the evaluation criteria about the peak signal to noise ratio, root mean square error, structure similar index measure, and entropy and correlation coefficient, and every one of us understand the mathematics behind this. So we test this algorithm or this proposed system on 3 different cases. On 2 different images, each one of them. If you look for the I1 and I2, this is the original images. R1, R2, this is the recovered image, but it's not accurate, it's not good, because we didn't apply the filter. And the ER1, ER2, this is the final after applying the filter. So it's very clear that the SSIM, it's for the recovery, it is not accurate. It's almost 0.07, but after applying the filter, it's 0.9 or 0.89, which is close to, and we know that it is lossy. This algorithm is lossy, but actually it gives the meaning. I have the image itself, but it's not exactly the same image. We apply this actually for other 2 cases, and the same have been obtained. We discuss the histogram, and this actually the RGB for the Peppers, and one of the shares, and we repeated, and this is for the pixel correlation, horizontal for RGB as well, and the same for the vertical, and the same for the correlation and root mean square error. These are the results between the original image and the secret images for different options, I1 versus S1, I1, S2, which mean that they are totally independent. Each one, it's totally independent. You cannot get the information without S1 and S2 together and make XOR. But both of them, if you make correlation, they are totally different and they are independent for the 3 different cases. And these numbers shows this correlation coefficient. For the entropy, this is the original image, I1, I2 for RGB. And if for the encrypted, it's almost close to 8, which means that it's almost random. We applied actually, one of our colleagues asked us, what happened if we have black image and white image? Okay, totally black and totally white. And actually we did this, and this is the results for one black and one white, and the results also is good relative to the root mean square error and the entropy. We applied the nest test, 15 tests for the randomness, and all of them, the S1 pass the 15 tests, and the S2 actually also passes the 15 tests. We discussed the performance analysis regarding the time and the complexity of the system, and we did 100 runs and get the average, and almost the average of 100 run is almost, as written in this table, it's 0.6 milliseconds, and it's not linear, so it depends on the image, the size, the time is expanded, but it's not linear. For the encryption key sensitivity analysis, we changed the least significant bits for X node, A, B, C, which is equivalent to the encryption key, and almost for S1 and S2 totally different. And we compare our results with the previous work in 2023 references, 2022, and our work is actually focused on rotational, similar to the 2022 paper, but it can be used color, grayscale, and binary, and the shares can be greater than 2, not only 2, and we discuss the quality and security and performance as well. So this is the conclusion. We discussed in this paper double visual secret sharing, 2 images, okay, can be grayscale or color images. We used generalized tent map as a source of randomness. We have the recovery based on the XOR, which is very simple and very fast, and we use the rotation to differentiate between the 2 images. The proposed system is very simple and can be applied in hardware because it's very easy, doesn't have anything, and the effect of randomness okay, can be discussed in the future work. Thank you very much, and I appreciate you.
Thank you, Dr. Ridwan. Any question, please?
Thank you very much for the nice presentation. I have one question in the results sections. You have shown very good results, which is 7.99 something, which is very close to ideal for the entropy values. So,
which
it's
slide?
in the entropy section, in which you shown 7.99 something, the value.
Yeah. This one.
Yeah. Yes. S1 and S2. So what was the size of the image for this? Because personally I feel that if we take larger size, 512 cross 512, then the entropy values are good. But if I take the size of the image sometime 256 cross 256, the entropy value is not going ideal. So if we take larger size, we are very close to the ideal value. But if we take less size, like size a bit less, when compared to others, so I don't know.
Thank you very much for your question. Actually, we applied this for different images, and it was 256 and times 256, 512 times 512, and 1024 the same. We applied the same for both of them. This, and almost the result is close to 7.99 something. Okay, and I can send you the, if you wish, the more details about this, but I show in this paper only one case because of the size, the limit of the paper. But we usually apply both of them to make sure that the system is good for all cases.
Thank you.
If there is no question, then, sir, thank you very much for your wonderful work.
Thank you
and with this, we conclude the session. And I will request Dr. Adnan Yusuf to announce the names for the certificates for those who presented the work. So please, sir, please have a seat. We'll call the names, and we'll request you again to come and take your participant certificates. Over to you.
Thank you very much. I would like to call Professor Dr. Mehmet on the stage to deliver these certificates to the participants. First of all, Motsam Alvid. Dr. Motsam. Can we have some? Presentation. Dr. Motsam. Like this.
Thank you
You on? Now I would like to call Mohammad Shehbaz Khan. Thank you, Mr. Jawad. And now, Al-Asad Safwan. Al-Asad Safwan. Okay, okay. Mehdi will come and he can take his certificate on behalf of Al-Asad. On behalf of. Mehdi का अपना भी है actually. And the certificate for Mehdi Ahmadni as well. Okay. Thank you, Ahmed. Now, Ahmed ji Radwan. Ahmed.
Yes, so please.
Thank you. Next, Ilham Zarif Mustaqim.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Sir. Now final, Dr. Jawad. Dr. Jawad Ahmed. Certificate for as a presenter as well. He was actually the keynote speaker as well, but we have a certificate for as a presenter as well. Thank you, Dr. Sab. He presented, but it's for you as well.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Now we will be having a group photo here. I think you can come forward and have line up here so that we can have a group photo. अच्छा सैफ भाई सात वाली लोग में लोग थे वो किधर हैं? All of them. Please come. All of them. You can even come. Students can also come. Together all. We can have a group photo. Yeah, you are student. Please come on. आजे आजे सारा आजे आप भी आजे आपका सेट कब आजे सेट भी कोई नीचे आजे आगे आगे ना नीचे आजे तब तक रहेगा इस तरफ भी लग जाएगा कांग्रेस से आप हम बताऊं हाँ देखो Not of space. Can you see the distance was university over there? Yeah, back. Yeah, you go back.
You can make the angle, please. Yes. Together with the front part. Yes. And also, We will take your photo in the garden. Don't go.
Maybe some people can come here and make a round here.
Come on.
Come over this side and make a round. Ready?
The angle is okay?
Yeah.
45 time?
Yeah. Thank you. One in the garden, outside.
Yes. But when the heat left, how deep?
Okay. All the parcel. One side in the garden. Yes. We are going to garden to take a picture.
We all the participants together, but not yet.
Not yet. All of them.
Professor Ali is oral için is finished. All A is finished. Yayından çıkıyorsunuz. Bir teknik görevli alın. Şunu yiyip bahçeye alacağız. Şu an şimdi bahçede fotoğraf çekeceğiz. Bahçede çekeceğiz ama B ile beraber çekeceğiz. B'de şimdi katılımcılar var. Seçim devam ediyor. Bakalım. Bakalım şimdi 5-10 dakikaya. Bir tane teknik görevli şunu söksün. Orada tuttursan gençler tutmuyorsunuz. Sizin şey var ya ortada. Orada çektirelim.